Hey guys, this is the Panda Baby again, and before I start this video, I want to thank everyone who showed me a lot of support and encouragement, and especially my younger brother who, only after forwarding my last video to five of his friends, used the following phrase in exactly the same manner.
सड़क से उठाकर स्टार बना दूंगा मैं सड़क
We can cure coronavirus, but wishful thinking, not so much. Okay, so I have six book recommendations for anyone who has never had a reading experience before. And by never had a reading experience before, I mean somebody who has never read any book that wasn't a part of their school curriculum or their college curriculum. So, if you are looking for a good book that does not have a lot of difficult words and can be read easily without referring to a dictionary every other minute, then these books are something that you should definitely try. Okay, so the first recommendation I have for you guys is not exactly a book recommendation but more of an author recommendation. I want to recommend you guys to read Amish Tripathi. I'm pretty sure all of us have heard about Amish Tripathi because he's a very famous Indian author. But if you haven't read his books, you should definitely give them a try. All his books are very unique in the sense that he picks up a few legendary Indian characters and he copies their names into his plot, but in no way his plot has anything to do with Indian mythological stories. Just that the names of his character and characters of Indian mythology overlap. There's nothing else that is similar between his stories and Indian mythological stories. So if you are looking for a book that is both very light to read and easy to understand, definitely check out any of the books that Amish has written. I think he has written 7 books, and two are, one of them is trilogy, the second one has 4 books, but one of them is not released yet. He's still working on the last part of Ramchandra series. So okay, so the next recommendation that I have for you guys is Jaya by Devdutt Patnaik. The reason I'm recommending you guys this book is because prior to this book, Indian mythology as such didn't interest me. But ever since I've read this book, I have a newfound curiosity for Indian mythology. The reason behind that is this book not only tells you about Mahabharata, but it also tells you additional stories about Mahabharata that are spread across cultures. So if you pick up this book, believe me, you'll learn a lot new things about Mahabharata, and especially those things that are not covered in Ramanand Sagar's Mahabharata. Okay, so the next book that I want to talk to you about is a book that I recommended a lot of people, and all of them ended up falling in love with it. And the book I'm talking about is And Then There Were None. This book is a thriller, and if you like reading thriller stories, believe me, you'll fall in love with it. This is the best book that I have read in thriller genre, and I remember being unable to keep my hands off it until I was done with the entire novel. So if you're looking for a thriller story, you should definitely check this book out. Not only And Then There Were None, Agatha Christie's book such as Murder on the Orient Express and Murder of Roger Ackroyd are cult favorites. Sorry, Murder of Roger Ackroyd are cult favorites. So if you have already read And Then There Were None, and if you're looking for a book that might interest you, you should definitely check this out. It is the same Agatha Christie style suspense, and you'll definitely enjoy reading this. The next book that I want to recommend you guys is Tales of William Shakespeare by Mary Lamb and Charles. The reason I'm recommending this book to you guys is a lot of us don't read William Shakespeare because most of his plays and most of his work is written in Elizabethan English, which is quite difficult for us to understand. And Mary Lamb and Charles have done a fabulous job of translating all, not all, but I think 21 of William Shakespeare's works into stories without harming the essence of those stories, or without destroying the beauty of William Shakespeare's work. So if you're interested in reading about William Shakespeare's work, you should definitely give it a try. And of all the books that I've recommended, I would prefer if you guys read this. Because another book recommendation that I have for you guys is Haroun and the Sea of Stories. I have a physical book of Haroun and the Sea of Stories, but I can't find it. Okay, I'm not messy, believe me. I keep my books very well organized, if you can see in my background. It so happened that I read that book in college, and when I came back home, I didn't have a stack of books with me, so I kept it in my father's library. And because my father is a big mess, he misplaced it. And as angry as I am with him, I can't do anything about it. I did try to find it out, but despite looking for hours for it, I could not find it. But I still want to recommend you guys to read it, so I'm talking about it. It is a very sweet story written by Salman Rushdie. If you have read any of Salman Rushdie's work, you will know that a lot of stories he writes are very gentle stories. They touch your heart, but at the same time they don't make you loathe or feel bad about anything. Even in Haroun and the Sea of Stories, there are times that you might feel bad about the characters, but in the entirety of the story you will remain amused, you will remain entertained, and you will definitely fall in love with the narrative. Okay, so those are all the books, non-fiction books, and one mythological book that I wanted to recommend you guys to read. And if in case you feel like giving any of those books a try, please let me know in the comment section below which one would that be, and I'll see you again in my next video. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button if you found this video helpful, and I'll see you guys again.